Hi everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Mike.
So Mike, you've got some cats, right?
I do. I have 2 cats at home, yes.
Okay, and if they could talk,
oh my God,
what would they say?
Scratch me, please.
Uh-huh.
Food, please.
Yeah, there's that.
Don't touch me, please.
Often straight after the scratch.
Right, after a few minutes of scratching, that's enough. Let me go outside, please. Not much.
No,
not
okay.
much. I wouldn't have a lot of conversations about art or
deep
politics
stuff.
or, no. It would mostly be about their belly and sleeping and how they feel.
Okay.
Which is okay.
All right. Well, you might be surprised because today we're going to introduce a technology that will let us hear what our pets want to say.
Huh? Really?
Right. Let's check it out.
Reading.
New technology gives animals something to say. Experts have developed a new method that can look at an animal's brainwave patterns. This enables them to talk through a computer. It was first revealed with Chica, a sassy 2-kilogram Chihuahua. Chica complained that her owners have a dog carriage, which she is often carried around in. "I'm an adult," she said, "with 4 good legs. Why am I carted around like a baby?" She also talked about how humans and dogs are not treated equally. "My family eats all sorts of interesting food at the table," she said. "But every day, I eat the same boring food on the floor. How is that fair?" Experts believe they can use the same method to talk to other kinds of animals. So far, however, their efforts have not been as successful. They attempted to talk to Nico, a large cat. He only had one thing to say, however: "If it fits, I sits." People are still trying to understand the message. Of course, this whole story never really happened. Happy April Fool's Day!
So our article begins with this fantastic news. Experts have developed a new method that can look at an animal's brainwave patterns.
Okay.
Right?
Interesting.
That's very cool. So who has done this? Experts have done this. An expert, this term can be applied to anybody who knows a great deal about a particular subject. You would say they are an expert in that subject. So if you were an expert on history, you'd be a history expert. If you knew a lot about computers, you would be a computer expert. Sometimes we can guess from the context. This is all about technology, animals, and brainwaves. So we guess these are science experts.
Right.
Maybe animal experts, technology experts, something like that, a whole group of people. So, for example, we could say experts say that in the future, Taiwan will have fewer typhoons, but they will be more powerful.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
So these are weather experts,
Right.
Climate experts.
Climate experts.
Something like that.
That's exactly
and
right.
so these experts have developed something that will let us look at animals' brainwaves.
Absolutely. Now, of course, when you look at something, you're just using your eyes to see something, right? Look at that beautiful bird, someone might say, or look at my new car that I bought. But in this case, we're kind of talking about doing it a little bit more and more about paying attention to something, learning about things, getting information about things. So if you want someone to look at something, look at this problem that I have. I can't find an answer. They're not actually just asking you to look at the picture or to look at the words on the page. They're asking you to pay attention to it, to try to learn things from it, to try to give information or get information. So looking at things, if we use it in a special way, is much more than just putting your eyes on the thing and seeing the thing. So here we're using it to look at or to learn about things that normally we can't see or things that we don't know. We're trying to learn or discover things.
And what we're looking at is animals' brainwaves. Here we're using the noun brainwave. Sometimes you see it as 2 words, sometimes as 1, but it's patterns of brain activity.
Right.
In our brain, we have cells called neurons, and as they switch on and off, then that will create a pattern, a bit like a sound wave or, some other kind of wave that passes through the air. And as different parts of our brain switch on and off or get active or go to sleep, it will create a wave, and we call these things brain waves.
Right, it's a little bit of electricity that's kind of helping us think and do things. You might have seen scientists when they put small things on people's heads and then get them to do things or speak or sleep. They can use the brainwaves to look at their dreams and things like that. All right, so they can use these brainwaves for lots of different useful, interesting things, but learning what pets are thinking or want to say, this is kind of unusual. But if they use this science on our pets, as the article continues, this enables them to talk through a computer. This is the pets will be able to talk. So basically, the computer, the scientific equipment will get the brainwaves, and then they'll be able to turn those brainwaves into words.
Gosh.
Like our brains turn our ideas into words. So this will enable our pets to talk, and of course will enable us, the pet owners, to know what our animals are trying to say. This verb to enable basically means to make able. You can do something, or this is something that will allow you to do something. A key will enable you to open a door. Information or studying will enable you to get a good mark on your test. Your feet enable you to walk down the street, right? With something, you can do something else. For example, this password will enable you to open the app on your phone. If you don't have the password, you won't be able to open the phone.
Okay, so let's find out more about this work, this kind of great new technology we've got.
Okay.
We see it, so this kind of process of animal brainwaves, it was first revealed with Chica, a sassy 2-kilogram Chihuahua.
They've actually done this already?
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
I know, but it was revealed with this particular dog. To reveal something is to let that thing become known. It could be a secret. It could be a piece of information that was previously not known. You know, you've never studied it. We haven't tested this thing. It's a new piece of technology. We don't know what it does. We'll try it. Oh, it's revealed that we can understand a pet's thoughts. We can hear what it wants to say. So it's revealed, it's shown to the world. Now everybody knows about it. Everybody can read about it. It's out there in the public eye. For example, Candace revealed that she was planning on joining the army after she graduated from university. Previously, it was just her thoughts, but by revealing it, she tells her friends and family.
Okay, so she probably made an announcement, or she announced this information too. There you go. So it was revealed. Scientists told us something that they knew. They had been doing the research, but then they sort of told the whole world, maybe had a press conference, something like that. And they had been reading the brainwaves and listening to the words of Chica, this sassy Chihuahua. Now, sassy is an adjective we use to describe a person's personality or their behavior or the words that they're saying. It's a little bit naughty. We might also say cheeky if you make a comment that's, you know, a little bit not nice, but also done in a funny way. Someone might say that you are sassy. You can probably do this with close family, with your good friends, you know, someone like that who won't have their feelings hurt because they know you're joking. You're just being a little naughty, so you might be a little bit sassy. So it kind of gives us the idea that Chica has a big personality, is kind of getting in a little bit of trouble sometimes, but people still love Chica at the end of the day. I think a lot of Chihuahuas might be described as having a bit of a sassy personality.
But what is a Chihuahua? It is a small dog with short hair and quite a large head.
And big eyes, too.
Yeah, I do think they sometimes look a bit like rats, but that's just me.
That's pretty sassy to say that about a Chihuahua.
There you go. But you often see them being carried. They don't do an awful lot of walking.
Right. They're they're one of the smallest dogs you can find, right? Yeah, so I'm sure most of you have seen one. Notice, though, there's a lot of H's in that sentence, but we really only say the first one, Chihuahua. So it's not a Chihuahua, it's a Chihuahua. This comes from Spanish, from Mexico. I think there's an area of Mexico actually called Chihuahua. So maybe these dogs come from there, but it's the same name, Chihuahua. So Chica the Chihuahua, it says Chica complained. So this is what the dog was actually saying. Chica complained that her owners have a dog carriage which she is often carried around in. Okay, I've seen this in this city. People have, it looks like something you would put a baby in. You kind of put them in there, a little bed, and it's got wheels, and you push it down the road or something. And so Chica's owners, they have something like this made for dogs, and they often put Chica in it and, walk or talk to the store, take her to the park. But apparently Chica doesn't like this because she complained about riding around in the dog carriage. When you complain, this verb, it means you show or say or in some way express that you are unhappy with something, generally with words, right? So if you get something done for you and you think it was a bad job, you would complain. If you order food in a restaurant and they give you something totally different from what you asked for, you would complain. Or if someone's being mean to you or treating you unfairly in a bad way that you don't think is right, you would say, hey, you can't do that. I'm complaining about this. I'm showing you or saying to you that I'm an unhappy person. For example, a customer at the restaurant complained that he found a fly in his salad.
Ew.
I would definitely complain about that. That is not something you should just be okay with.
Right, let's now take a shortcut for our language in focus. So in our language in focus, we're looking at relative clauses. Relative clauses are attached to a main clause and they give more information about something in that clause. They're usually linked with a pronoun, who, that, which. Who tends to be people, which tends to be things. That can be used for either. We also see which often being used in a non-defining clause, which means it's giving extra information, but it's not hugely necessary to define what that thing is. So here's a defining relative clause. A lion is an animal that comes from Africa. Here, that comes from Africa is defining the kind of animal a lion is. Here's another one. A lion is a large cat, which is native to Africa. So here we're not really defining cat as much, we're just giving some extra information about what a lion is. Here's another one using who. I want to speak to a man who knows how to look after lions. Here we're defining exactly what kind of man I'd like to speak to. So this Chihuahua, Chica, is complaining about the family dog carriage, which she is often put in.
Yeah, she is an unhappy Chihuahua. Now, why doesn't she like being put in this dog carriage? What is she complaining about? Well, we know from Chica's own words. It says there, I'm an adult, she said, with 4 good legs. She's kind of like, why do I have to go in this thing? I got legs, I can walk, and I'm a grown-up. I'm not a little baby dog, I'm not hurt, I won't get tired. Why do I have to be pushed around like this?
And Chica added in this translated brainwave,
Okay.
Why am I carted around like a baby?
It's a fair question.
So normally we see the word cart as a noun. You would have a shopping cart that you might push around a supermarket. Or in the old days, people would ride around in a kind of cart or carry things in it. And the verb to cart is related to that. To cart something is to carry that thing around. And we tend to use it when we're treating whatever it is more as an object than a person. You would cart around your shopping. You would cart around your luggage in an airport. And I think that's why Chica doesn't like this. She's not being carried around like a dog. She's kind of being carried around or carted around just like a thing, an object. Here's another sentence using this word. What are you carting around all of those library books for? Are you going home to study for a big test? So Chica is being carried around, carted around like a baby.
Yeah.
And this isn't her only problem.
Oh, okay. All right, Chica. We'll listen to what you're unhappy about. She also talked about how humans and dogs are not treated equally. Well, I've never heard a dog say it, but I've noticed that too. Yeah, it's true. Humans and dogs are not treated equally. How many times have you guys seen a sign on a store that says no dogs allowed or something like that? That's just one example of how humans and dogs are not treated equally.
Chica points out, she says, my family eats all sorts of interesting food at the table.
Another good example.
She said. So, my family eats all sorts of interesting food. All sorts of means many kinds of, every kind of, whatever you can think of, it's there. They have meat, they have seafood, fruit, vegetables, nice, sweet, tasty snacks, many different varieties of things. So, that's what the family eats. What about Chica?
True. Tacos, burgers, hot dogs, dumplings. That's the human food. But back in the article, this is Chica speaking. But every day, I eat the same boring food on the floor. How is that fair? Well, it's kind of true. You might buy different kinds of food for your dog, but really, beef, chicken, fish,
lamb,
beef, chicken, it's kind of the same thing. And yes, you also make your dog eat it out of a bowl on the floor while all the humans are sitting on nice chairs at a dinner table eating much more delicious food. Okay, Chica, you got a point.
So this is our scientific breakthrough. And experts, those same people we talked about at the start of the article, experts believe they can use the same method to talk to other kinds of animals. So not just dogs, we could get in all their heads.
Really? We could hear all the animals in the zoo complain about their boring food.
Yeah.
All right, well, they might have a point. So far, the article says, however, their efforts have not been as successful. This is talking about the scientists doing this work on reading the minds and the thoughts of animals. So far, their efforts have not been as successful. So I guess from this, we learn that they've tried this out on cats or dolphins or lions or something, but it hasn't worked as well. Chica has an especially interesting or easy to understand brainwave. All right, there we talked about the scientists' efforts haven't worked as well with other animals. When you try to do something, you are making an effort. An effort is the work or the energy that you put into doing something, to achieving something, to reaching your goal. If you put in a lot of effort, you will probably be quite successful. If you put in a little effort, maybe not. And if you put in no effort into studying for your test or learning how to play the piano, well, you probably won't do very well at all. In fact, you probably will fail. So effort is the work or the energy and also maybe the time that you put in to reaching your goal, to doing what you're trying to do. For example, even though we didn't win the game, the coach said that we all put in our best efforts. So there you go. Even though we didn't win the game, the coach said that we all put in our best efforts. In other words, we tried as hard as we could, but we didn't win the game. But still, you tried hard.
So scientists have been trying to talk to other animals, but not really with any success.
No, it didn't work as well as with Chica.
The article says they attempted to talk to Nico, a large cat.
Okay, so they tried the same type of science, the same equipment on a cat's brain. And did it work? Well, as we see, that's Nico, he only had one thing to say, however. If it fits, I sits. That's Nico's main thought, only thought. In fact, he's not complaining about his food. He's thinking if I can fit on it, or if it fits me, I sit on it. In other words, I will sleep anywhere that looks comfortable.
Okay.
I think that's kind of like what my cats would say.
It probably is. Well, the article says people are still trying to understand the message.
Oh.
Is it as simple as that?
I think it is.
Is there something deeper in the meaning of this cat?
This is a cat.
Okay.
It loves to nap more than anything in the world, and they love a comfy spot, even if it's not a convenient spot. If it fits, I sits. Of course, this whole story never really happened.
What?
Oh my gosh, you mean this whole thing is it's fake news?
Swerve?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, well, as the article says, Happy April Fool's Day. We got you.
I guess we have to look at the date on the calendar before we start reading a story like that.
Indeed. Well, that brings us to the end of the article. We hope you enjoyed this little bit of fun. It's now time for our For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
All right, so yes, it is April Fool's Day. That is our April Fool's story for you for this year. Well, let's actually talk about that. It's fun to play jokes and pranks and practical jokes, as we would call them, on people. So let's say you do want to do this. You have to play an April Fool's joke on your friend. I guess this is something you enjoy and have probably done before. So what do you do? Give us some good examples of jokes you either want to do or have already done.
One thing that I plan to do when my son is a little bit older is add food coloring to his milk. So, like he's got
milk.
Blue milk, green milk.
Oh my gosh.
My parents did that to us.
Really?
Another good one would be to slowly replace things in his room with miniatures. So he thinks he's a giant.
Oh, wow. That would be a great... And he wakes up and suddenly he's really, really big.
All right.
I think a lot of little kids would like that. Yeah, those are some pretty good ones. Well, hopefully you'll come back and let us know how they worked out. Was your son fooled, or did he kind of suspect, like I think a lot of you were as you were reading the story, that, nah, this isn't right. Something funny or weird is going on here. And that's what April Fools is all about. So on April 1st, pay attention to what's going on around you. Think about all the news you're hearing, because there could be an April Fool's joke hiding somewhere around you, waiting to surprise you. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you back here for more great articles. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review. Expert. If you're buying a house, talk to Bob. He's an expert on the local housing market. Enable. Jack couldn't see well, but his new glasses enable him to see better. Reveal. The police chief spoke to the media and revealed the name of the thief. Complain. After waiting for more than 30 minutes for her food, Sally complained to the restaurant staff. Cart. After we cut the wood, we can use this wagon to cart it to the house. Effort. It was a very cold, snowy day, but after a great effort, Anne finally got her car started.
智慧小补帖
Brainwave. Sassy. Chihuahua.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net